What up, Vibe Tribe? It's me, Celia Marie 1243. I am here with a highly requested video. This is going to be about shadow work. If you guys are kind of newish to the channel, you don't know what shadow work is, I will link the shadow work introduction video that will be becoming a series down below in the description. But for those of you who do know what shadow work is, you guys might know that my favorite way to do shadow work is through pretty much asking myself really tough questions through journal prompts. So I've prepared some for you guys today for all the different piles. All of the oracle cards are already chosen for these decks, and then I will do some tarot to kind of supplement what I've already chosen. So with the pile selection, we have pile number 1. This is rhodochrosite. It's a new one. I gotta do a new crystal haul. Pile 2 is howlite. And then pile 3 is another new one. It's cute. It's a little heart. It's the cream moonstone. So use your intuition, pick a pile, and we will go ahead and get right into the readings. Like I said, I've already gone through and chosen the pile, like the oracle cards. I got a new deck. It's the Alice in Wonderland Oracle, and it's like super good for shadow work. So your shadow work card is Wake Up. It's your moment. Okay, we have self-love, and we have new beginnings. Okay, so when I had drawn the oracle cards for this pile, when I first picked up this one, I definitely thought, wake up, it's your moment. Like, I feel like somebody in the past, you might not have, I noticed all these flowers, right? You might not have given yourself the flowers. You might not have given yourself enough credit in some areas of your life. Or it could be recently. A lot of times shadow work is like something that goes back pretty far. This is a timeless read, of course. But, so that's what you're going to be exploring in your shadow work for this pile is, when is some time where like you haven't given yourself your own flowers, right? When have you neglected yourself a little bit? When have you not given yourself love? And when have you, maybe, why is that? Like, did you not feel worthy? Like, who didn't make you feel worthy? Was it you? Was it some type of outside source? Did somebody say something, do something that made you feel like you are not worthy of love in some way, right? And then with new beginnings, we have just obviously a new start, like a fresh start, where we're changing our mindset around our own self-love. Okay, we got first tarot card popped out. Second one wants to be out there. This will give us a little bit more on the situation. Ooh, star card. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So we have this 10 of Pentacles. It's in reverse. In this deck specifically, I like to think of this 10 of Pentacles as like a fatherly energy. Okay, so some of you might be kind of exploring issues or things having to do with possibly things that a father or a male figure has done in your life or said in your life, right? It doesn't have to be, but you know, this is just what's coming out in the pile. Take it how it resonates for you. So maybe there's something that a father figure or a male in your life has said that made you feel a little bit unworthy, right? Left you out in the cold, because that's what the 5 of Pentacles is all about, right? Being left out in the cold, said something very harsh maybe. Very interesting. Okay, and then the star, really interesting that came out underneath new beginnings, because it's like how can we get to this point? The star is all about wish fulfillment. So how can we get to the point where you are really becoming who you want to become, regardless of these things that have been said to you in the past, right? Okay, so let me get some more tarot. The Chariot, okay? So this might be something that happened like a really long time ago. So when you're getting into the shadow work, I want you to like dive pretty deep into it, like go way, way back. I think for a lot of shadow work, it does stem from a very early place, and especially with this card, like I feel like this is going to be like very early childhood for you guys. So maybe I've already written out the journal prompts and I'll kind of elaborate on them. But as you do that, like as you do your journal prompts, try and look at like what's the earliest that you felt unworthy of love, or you know what I'm saying? I think that's what the Chariot is trying to let us know. Like this is probably a pretty deep wound. This isn't something that just happened. It could be resurfacing like lately, but this is something that stemmed way, way back. Okay. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Okay, so this one almost feels like a mother card. So maybe this is like your parents, possibly. Your parents, and with this Magician in the reverse, it's telling me like, so this doesn't necessarily have to be parents, but like when is it that somebody has told you that you aren't able to do something? Because the Magician, right? It's all about magic. It's all about using what you have to make the impossible happen, right? To get this wish fulfillment no matter what. But if you don't have the right encouragement, especially from, you know, very younger days, like childhood, right? And I want to make a little disclaimer about, you know, writing about, you know, your family issues or things like that in your shadow work. Like a lot of people think like, oh, well, you know, my parents, like, they did the best that they could and I don't hold anything against them. That's not what this is. That's not what shadow work is about. Shadow work is not about bashing anybody from your past. It's about just really understanding where those issues came from. And I think the further you go back, you can learn too about other people's shadow work and why they did the things that they did. So whoever these people are who have told you things that have made you feel like you can't do whatever you want, like you can't get this wish fulfillment, right? Whether that's at your job, in relationships, you know, from your childhood or what have you, right? You have to figure out what is it that they said, right? How did that make you feel? Why did it make you feel that way? Okay, why did you let that affect you so much? Right? Was it because of the position that this person had in your life? Is it because you already felt guilty about that? All right, those are definitely things that you should explore in your journal when you're doing your shadow work, right? For me, when I do my shadow work, I like to just let it fly. Like all of these things, I just write and write and write until I really just feel like I've exhausted the whole thing. Like I go in a bunch of different turns, but like it's really, really useful to do that so that you can get out all of your thoughts and it'll help you to reorganize things in your own mind. Okay? So yeah, just really, I don't want anybody to take this as like a bashing session for anybody in your past or whatever, because that's absolutely not what it's about. It's about you healing for yourself, you having these new beginnings for yourself, and really just, like I said, having the healthiest life possible, making the best choices for you. This King of Pentacles, being super stable in yourself, giving yourself this love. Okay? Ace of Wands, trusting your intuition, and again, self-love, I would say, right? Trusting yourself, knowing that you are capable of getting this wish, of giving yourself love, that you deserve flowers, okay? Like, a lot of us get into these habits where we make mistakes or something like that, and then from then on, like, we just feel like we're the worst and like we don't deserve anything. That's not even how it is. Like, you deserve the world. So if you don't feel like you do, it's time to kind of examine that. Why? What has happened in your past that has made you feel like, that has made you not trust your intuition, made you completely doubt yourself, really feel like you're not the best version of yourself that you could be, because you know, like, we all make mistakes, we all go through things, but like, it's important to love yourself exactly where you're at in the moment, right? Exactly where you are in the moment. It's so, so important. Okay, let's get some oracle cards. Let's get an oracle card for something else that needs to be focused on for this pile's shadow work prompt. Healing. Whew. Okay. Y'all see it. Healing. Okay. I don't know why. Every time I see this card, this reminds me of what do you call them? A cactus. And I always think of like a cactus emerging from like the dry desert dirt. Like, so really, I take that as a metaphor, even though that's not what it is. That's always what I see it as, right? It's like this metaphor for being able to bloom, to blossom, to flourish in unideal conditions. You know what I'm saying? Being able to bloom, to heal, to love yourself despite what people might have said about you or thought about you or, you know, done to you even, right? Let's get one more and then I will give you the actual prompt itself that I wrote down. Travel. This travel card specifically, it has a moon in there. Y'all know moons are like symbols of almost always shadow work for me, because the moon represents like hidden sides of things, especially we got this crescent. But I feel like this is about what we talked about earlier, like traveling back into your past, really unearthing, right, those things that happened way, way back, like triggering your earliest memories of things so that can help you to heal where you are now and really have these new beginnings, right? So the prompts for you are going to be, when don't I feel worthy? How can I show myself more love? And then the themes for that to keep in mind, along with all the other ones that I've said, are standing up to people, giving yourself more credit, and boosting your confidence. Okay, I would also say going back to like childhood issues and things that need to be healed from your childhood. Okay, so take that how it resonates for you. I would love to hear how you guys are going to, you know, use this. If there's a different way than doing it in a journal that you guys have, I would love to hear that as well. That's going to be really cool. Let me know how it helps. Like this video, subscribe if you guys are feeling like this is helpful. And we will move on to pile. Oh, well, you know what? And happy, like, I wish you luck in your shadow work, because I know that shadow work can be a super, super rough thing on people. Just know that you are supported, that you have the ability to heal. Okay? Just know that. And you're brave for wanting to in the first place. Alright? So, we have pile 2 with the Howlite. Alright, so I did the oracle cards first. so that I could develop some relevant shadow work questions to ask yourself from that. So we'll go over these first, and then I'll get into some tarot, I'll pull some oracle, things that you should keep in mind. This might have to do with your situation. Y'all know how big cards work, right? Especially the shadow work one. I'm really interested to see what you guys think, because you know shadow work is digging right on in. So, all right. So this one is all must have prizes. The number 13 stands out to me in this one. You might have been seeing 13. That's kind of just confirmation. You're where you're supposed to be. It says trying to please everyone. So I feel like this pile is going to be all about people pleasing. Where do you need to set better boundaries with yourself, with other people, right? What are you allowing people to do to you? Okay? And then how can you forgive yourself for doing that? And how can you forgive them for doing that, right? How can you analyze the situation where it's like, why do you feel like that? And forgiving yourself for it, right? And then we have going forward. So how can you set those better boundaries for yourself as you continue on, you know, your journey here in the 3D realm? Okay, let's get our tarot cards, see if we can get a little bit more useful insight on this situation. Let me know how you guys like this shadow work idea, and if you guys like the way that I do it, if you have suggestions, or if you do shadow work in a different way and you want something a little bit more catered to that, let me know. Okay, ooh, Knight of Wands, it's in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Death upright, okay. All right, so we'll look at these real quick before I clarify them, but the Knight of Wands. Under this card, I feel like specifically, it's just why this pile is really looking at, like, why? Like, why is it that you feel the need to please everyone? Where did you even get that idea, right? Because the Knight of Wands is about inspiration coming to you, an offer of spirituality, or excuse me, an offer of like spirituality or something like that. So like, where have you gotten this idea? That's what I'm hearing. Like, where have you gotten this idea that you need to please everyone in order to be liked? Like, is that what you're doing? You just want to be liked? Or do you feel like you're somehow less worthy or less nice if you aren't just giving everybody what they want all the time? Right? The Queen of Swords in reverse is like unclear thoughts, confused, like being confused about, like, I'm almost, I say, making blind decisions, right? Just like giving everybody what they want because that's easier than actually figuring out. Ooh, yeah, that just came. Yeah. So just kind of like going with the motions almost, like being so confused and like scared to confront your own feelings and thoughts that you just kind of like give anybody whatever they want just because that's easier than actually sitting down and analyzing, like, okay, does this person deserve this in my life? Does this person deserve to be in my life? That's going to be very specific for some of you guys, right? Death. I feel like some of you maybe hold on to situations longer than you need to. Okay? You hold on to situations longer than you need to. You allow people to stay in your life and kind of mess with you longer than you need to as well. So all about setting boundaries. And then again, forgiving yourself for like figuring out why you do that, and then forgiving yourself for why you do that. Ooh, the Queen of Wands in reverse too. Whew. Okay. And the Eight of Wands in reverse. Wow. Interesting. This is really interesting. So what I'm getting for this, right, we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is all about balance, right? So it's not that you can, it says all must have prizes. It's not that you can't ever, you know, give anybody anything. You know, it's just you have to find that proper balance of when they actually deserve it and when they don't. You might be having a hard time distinguishing between those two things. And it's really important for you to find that balance for your own sanity, right? Because that's what this Queen of Wands is about too. Again, with the Knight of Wands, it's like feeling uninspired, just frustrated. Like, I just saw somebody throwing their hands up. Like, fine, everybody, like, it's like an Oprah thing. Like, you get a prize, fine, you can stay in my life, I guess. Because I don't have the guts to sit down and really think about whether you deserve to be here or not. Whew. All right. Listen, guys, shadow work. Y'all know I love you guys. And this is all for your guys' highest good. I do everything with that intention that it's only going to help people realize their highest good. So try to take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But really kind of go ham on yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's really what shadow work is all about, because I really promise that you will feel better on the other side of it. It'll give you a lot more clarity, right? You'll be able to flip this Queen of Swords upright. So we have the Eight of Wands. I think I'm getting this going into this card. I'm getting that, like, a lot of you guys always give of yourselves, and then you wonder why people don't give you anything back. That was something that I kind of, like, felt from this, is like, I think a lot of you give all the time of yourselves, and you just don't have boundaries, and you don't feel like, that's funny, this blessings card came out, because the Eight of Wands upright a lot of times talks about blessings coming into you, but it's in reverse. So I feel like you feel like there's no reward for what you're doing sometimes. Like, you give, and you expect people to reciprocate things, and you expect that people are going to, you know, be the same as you, but that's not even how it works, guys. Sometimes those people are meant to teach you lessons about what it is that you do and don't deserve, and who does and does not deserve to be in your life. So keep that in mind, right? If you're doing everything with the highest of intentions, yes, karma is a thing, but at the same time, you have to realize that you need to set good boundaries for yourself. Being healthy is part of your karma as well, and it's not healthy to just let anybody have their way all the time, especially when it does not serve you. Okay? Compassion. Again, crazy. I feel like it's all about this balance, right? So I'm not saying don't give anybody anything, cut everybody out of your life. I'm not saying that at all. Like, you have to find this balance between this compassion, understanding people, giving of yourself, but you can't pour from an empty cup, right? This thimble on here, I feel like this is something you constantly do, right? Because the thimble is like all about not pricking your finger, right? But like you prick your finger over and over and over, and I feel like I just heard you don't learn your lesson, right? So hopefully this shadow work prompt that I'm about to give you will kind of give you a little bit of insight, something that you can explore. These are just different avenues that you can go down. Okay, so your prompts are: when am I a people pleaser? Where can I set healthier boundaries with people? And then your themes to kind of think about: being honest with others, forgiving yourself, and healing childhood wounds. Right? So yeah, I think that's going to be really, really important for y'all to look at. Let me know how this resonates for y'all, if this is helpful. Obviously you don't have to go too deep into your shadow work, or, you know, you can if you want. This is a safe space here, and on my TikTok and all my platforms, we try to create, you know, like a safe space for everybody to do their healing in peace, you know, with encouragement, if anything. So let me grab 2 more cards for here. 4 of Cups. Interesting. Okay, here's another little twist on it, but it's still absolutely relevant. I feel like some of you guys give of yourself all the time, and I feel like you might not let anybody help you. You need to be more open to getting help from other people. You help people all the time, and I feel like you just let your... I just saw a light bulb going out, like a fuse blowing up. Like, you just let yourself give, and then before you even have the chance to take something from somebody, you know, accept, I should say, something from somebody, your fuse goes out, and it takes longer to recover, right? And I feel like this is something you're avoiding. This is something that is going to require a lot of work, probably. And I feel like maybe you haven't addressed this, but it's definitely going to be very important to address it. Okay? Follow your intuition. Follow your intuition, because your intuition knows best. You know what's good for you. The fact that you are letting people trample all over you at some points in your life isn't good, and that's not the best use of your energy, right? I'm not saying not to ever give to anybody, but definitely draw those boundaries. Get yourself balanced, okay? So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this concept of this pick a card, let me know in the comments. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe if you're into all of this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, so for my pile 3, we have the Cream Moonstone, which I thought that was so cute. It's a little heart. I did pull the Oracle cards before, so we're going to go ahead and look at those first. I'll do some tarot. I'll pull some Oracle. We'll kind of go back and forth. And then I have the prompts towards the end, the actual prompts for you guys. Okay. So, I don't remember what this pile is about off the top of my head, but we'll look into it. Oh, Curiouser and Curiouser. Discovery, inquiry, weirdness, curiosity. Okay, and then we have Surrender. And then we have Pleasure. Okay, for this pile, I think this was really a pile about being afraid to kind of maybe even dive into your shadow work at all, being really reluctant to do things like that. Hold on, let me peek at the... yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, being scared to face things, and just having a fear of the unknown, right? With this Curiouser and Curiouser card, having a fear of the unknown. The Fool. Okay, the Fool, I love synchronicity. So the Fool card is a 0. It's at the beginning of the tarot story, right? It talks about starting a brand new. They call him the Fool because he's starting this brand new journey. Look, all he has is this freaking flower and a knapsack, and he's just jumping right off the cliff, right into something new. This isn't bad energy. This is something good. But I feel like this is something that you guys have to embrace. You guys kind of have to... you don't know what's on the other side of this cliff. You don't know what's going to happen, but it's important to do these types of things because no, I just heard no risk, no reward. No risk, no reward. No rain, no flowers. You gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Kind of cheesy, but very relevant. Okay. Surrender. Right? surrender to the truth, because I feel like some of you guys avoid the truth of situations. This came out in the last pile. If you felt like picking more than one pile and you wanted to pick the second one especially, you might want to go take a look at it. The Two of Cups. Wow. Okay, the Two of Cups in reverse. Sometimes this can talk about it's relationships, right? It doesn't have to be romantic relationships, but a lot of times it is. This could have been a breakup. Maybe you guys have recently gone through a breakup, or there's some kind of breakup that you are not looking into. Or I'm also feeling like some of you might be in not such a great place in your relationship right now. This is a timeless read, obviously, but at some point maybe you were in like not the greatest situation in your relationship, and I feel like maybe you ignored the signs. You ignored, the red flags. You ignored them. And being able to look into those types of things is really important, actually. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Maybe you are scared to confront somebody about something. You're scared to really know the truth. I'm actually getting, let me know how this resonates. And I just got chills. This could be somebody finding out that they're adopted, or thinking that there might be something like adoption or like some kind of weird thing going on in their family, especially with their mom. Let me know who that resonates for. It might not be for a while because it's a timeless read, but I'm very interested to hear because that might be a very specific situation. Page of Pentacles, okay. Getting to know somebody, I feel like, willing to kind of, I feel like this could be somebody trying to be willing to kind of give their heart up to somebody. All right, I'm getting a lot of things with this Two of Cups, and then with all these clarifiers too, is like, this could be your relationship with like a loved one or like a romantic partner, but it's like you kind of exploring the truth in situations, which is really interesting because as I'm filming this, Mercury is about to go retrograde in Scorpio, and that's all about things coming out of the dark into the light, like skeletons out of a closet type of deal. So I definitely feel like that'll be happening whether it's Mercury retrograde for you or not when you're watching this. So maybe there's something that you guys are about to find out, or something that you have found out recently and you're still trying to process it. And I do feel like some of it might be around like a family situation, specifically with a mother for some, or one, or somebody. That's somebody's situation. Definitely with like kind of an adoption, or like I'm just hearing like a messy family situation. Okay. With this Ace of Cups, it's going to require a lot of self-love, really. It's going to require that you have the courage to look into a situation. Because people say like things done in the dark always come to the light, but like I feel like you kind of know what these things are and you're just waiting for them to come out, when you could definitely kind of approach the situation a little bit more. Okay, that one wanted to pop out. Guys, I have chills. Answers, right? If you guys have been looking for answers for something, you might find it by doing shadow work. Your shadow work might help you realize why you have been avoiding getting these answers, or why you want these answers so bad. I feel like it's more about being scared of the answers. Wow, guys, that's crazy. Listen, it will never cease to amaze me how these synchronicities work, right? Because I told you I pre-drew these cards so that I was able to make a very relevant journal prompt for you guys, but the rest of this stuff, you guys seen, I'm shuffling on camera, and it's just coming out. The messages that Spirit gives us, they're so profound. protection. Again, I'm getting this mother energy. This could be for a very specific situation, but it could be for a lot of you guys. For some reason, I'm hearing like issues with a mother figure. Okay, maybe not feeling protected. Okay, or maybe that situation is changing or has changed, but you're still trying to figure out why it was like that in the first place. That might resonate for some of you guys, all right? So before I do some more cards, I'm going to give you guys the actual journal prompt, keeping the rest of these things in mind. Let's see. So the journal prompt, and then I have some themes for you guys to focus on as well. So we have, what am I scared to face? What irrational fears do I have? Themes are exploring your triggers, okay, exploring untapped emotions, and conquering fears. So for some of you, what you might be, kind of scared to face, and I would say maybe some of you need to like replay this over while you're doing your shadow work, just so you can remember the different directions to go in, or just let it flow. I think I was telling another pile that, like, just kind of let it flow into wherever it goes, like just let it out, let it flow, right? Really dig deep down into yourself, and that's like the best way I think to do shadow work. That's the way I like to do it, and it can hurt. I usually am bawling during my shadow work, but afterwards I feel cleansed, I feel a lot better about the situations. Of course, we got 3 cards, right? Wow. The Lovers, upright. The 5 of Cups in reverse. The Star in reverse. Very interesting. Okay, so with this Lovers upright, again, I feel like this is about a very close relationship. It does not have to be romantic, but it will be romantic for a lot of you. I do feel like a lot of this is going to be about, like, why have you ignored red flags in the past? Right? Relating to irrational fears, being scared to face something or someone, right? Exploring your triggers, but not only just exploring your triggers, exploring once you are triggered, how do you react to that? And if it doesn't look like cutting somebody off who needs to be cut off, why is that? And that goes back to like the first pile, which was kind of about self-love. So I feel like a lot of you guys might be picking more than one pile in this as well, especially since October 2020, when I'm filming this, there was a lot of shadow work predicted for this, because a lot of things are coming out of the dark, out of the woodwork. Okay, so we have this 5 of Cups. It's in reverse. So, I was explaining this to another pile. You guys know I do all of this out of love, out of compassion for you guys. I know that I can be kind of harsh sometimes, or the messages that are relayed can be kind of harsh sometimes, but really it's for everybody's highest good. And I say that, I made that disclaimer before, because this card, what I'm hearing is like, not to feel so sorry for yourself. I don't know who needed to hear that. I don't know who needs to discover that a little bit, like delve into that into their shadow work, okay? But that's really what shadow work is all about. Digging into those deep parts of ourselves that we need to, really, that we've been avoiding maybe for a while. Okay? The Star. Not getting what you want. The Star is all about wish fulfillment. That came out in another deck as well. It was upright. But this one's in reverse. In that, I'm seeing almost a similar situation to another pile that was in here. I can't remember which one, but pouring so much into someone that your cup is empty. But that's why I think you need to kind of like pour into your own cup too. Have this courage to face your fears. Look into why it is that you ignore red flags. Why it is that you are scared to know the outcome of some situation. Why you are scared to know the answers, or however it resonates for you, right? And then also with this pleasure card too, I realized we didn't talk about this much. in this pleasure card is like having pleasure in not knowing and having pleasure in seeking as well. So I like there's like two sides of the cards, if you will, here, right? Some of you guys, and this could be this situation, the two different situations could resonate with the same person, right? In different situations where it's like, for one, you're not willing to look at the red flags and, you know, really face the situation. And then another, it's like you're facing the situation, but you're like, oh, why did I do that? Like, I shouldn't have done that. It's like finding pleasure in both of those things, finding balance, right? Not being tempted to just ignore things. All right. So, if that made sense to you, if that was really hitting home, I'd love to hear about it. As long or as short as you would like to make it. Give me a like, a subscribe if you guys are new. Let me know how you guys like the shadow work thing. It's new for me, but I plan on doing it a lot more if it's something that you guys are into. Good luck on your shadow work. I know it can be rough, but you can do it. Surrender yourself, all right? And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.